G'day there and welcome to Quick Thought Thursdays, where we explore a topic very, very quickly. Now I get asked my opinion on this all the time. What's the best beginner camera specifically for landscapes? So we'll focus on that today. We'll forget about the wildlife, forget about portraiture, just landscapes. And I'm always happy to give my opinion because it's hard when you're starting out. And so many people start out with the best intentions, thinking that they want to become, the next Ansel Adams or Thomas Eaton, but after 4 or 5 sessions they kind of put their camera away and the camera never sees the light of day again, and it's just kept on the shelf and they think they'll get back to it, and they don't, and they spend $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, and that's New Zealand dollars by the way, on their first camera and a lens. But instead of doing that, why not look at it from a different perspective? And I'm not telling you not to buy a new camera because, that's what keeps the industry afloat. It keeps, new technology from coming out and brands happy. But as a beginner, you can always get another camera down the track. Why not look at the used market instead? DSLRs even, because there are some amazing bargains to be had. Some real true value cameras out there. And a camera that I saw, and this is what sparked the video, was the Canon 6D. And I used to use this professionally alongside of my 5D Mark III. And the 6D was great. And I used to love it as my landscape camera or my backup camera to my 5D Mark III. And this was the Canon enthusiast full frame dream camera. And it wasn't that long ago, that this was a camera that was in demand. I took some of my favorite portraits, landscapes, and even some of my favorite commercial work with this camera. So it's not that it can't perform, it's just that obviously we've moved to mirrorless, even technology within DSLRs improved before they stopped production. Now I'm not saying this is the only camera I'd recommend, this is just an example. So the Canon 6D is a mere example of what you could do. But I'd say, you can get a Canon 6D because there's one on the market right now on a New Zealand camera store website for about $600 New Zealand dollars for the body. And you could even, pair that with a second-hand 35mm 1.4 L series lens, which is an amazing lens, for about $980. So all up, you're looking at about $1,580, if my maths is correct, and you've got an amazing kit. And the 35mm is a nice middle ground where you can explore landscapes, portraits, street photography and other genres, and it gives you room to grow. Or you could go in a different direction if you wanted some greater versatility with a EF 15 to 40 f4, and there's one on the market at the moment for $695 New Zealand dollars. So that'll give you greater versatility, and it's even cheaper at approximately 1,300 New Zealand dollars. And then if you outgrow the body, so if you continue with your newfound hobby and you want to become, maybe move into that professional realm, you can just grab the R adapter, EF to R adapter, and buy a mirrorless body, whether that be an R6 to an R5, whatever you wanted to do, and adapt that lens that you initially bought if it's a good bit of glass, and you're just then incrementally upgrading your body once you feel that you need to do that. Because great glass is great glass, and it depreciates slower than cameras. So bodies will depreciate as people sell off to buy new tech, because it's released all the time by different manufacturers. And I'm not saying this is just Canon, like I said before. There's great deals on Nikon D850s, which is not an entry-level camera by any means, but it is they're about I think the cheapest I've seen, 2,300 to about 2,800 New Zealand dollars. There's XT3s, there's XT2s if you want to go the Fujifilm way. There's Sony A7 IIIs, A7R, whatever the suffixes, but there's so many amazing used deals out there, and if you're just starting out, I'd implore you to look at those before you start spending thousands and thousands of dollars, because it's not just the DSLRs. You could go and do the same with mirrorless, but the biggest point here is don't overspend before you truly understand what you want to get into and whether you're going to continue with this hobby or this profession moving forward. And I'm also saying not to buy new, but just be aware of just these great value deals when you're starting out, and just invest in glass. Now I'm sure this is going to start a debate in the comment section. So what do you think? As a beginner, should you look at the second-hand market, a DSLR or a previous mirrorless option? So maybe a Z7 instead of a Z7 II, or a Z6 instead of a Z6 II? Or you know, do you buy new? Do you buy the new XT5 with a nice kit lens or something while you're getting into it? So let me know in the comment section. It'd be great to know what you think. This just arose because I saw a 6D. It was one of my favorite cameras back in the day, and that 35 1.4, and I thought, wow, like what an amazing bit of kit for your first camera at about, you know, what was it, $1,500. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a great way to support the channel. And until next week, thank you, and I'll see you again.